come up. There's lots of mushrooms that come up in that grassy area as well. But what I find really fascinating is after we brew up some of these KNF, Korean Natural Farming things, and apply it, 3 or 4 days afterwards, you'll see mushrooms popping up, and then you can see the succession of all these mushrooms pop up first, and then a whole different kind of mushroom pops up, and like 4 or 5 different kinds will pop up in succession, and that's what I want to see. I want to see that fungal life, because some of the natural farming stuff is just about breeding up the bacteria, but when you get the fungi in there, it's sort of like, you know, if you have worms in your garden, it's a good sign, right? So if you see those composting worms in there, you know that there's the right conditions for them to thrive. Same with the mushrooms. If you have mushrooms popping up and thriving, then you know that you're getting certain kinds of conditions. And this is a way that we can start to be in tune with what's going on in our garden, in our farm, to sort of see visually something that if we don't have a microscope, then we don't, you know, we can't analyze what's going on in the soil, but starting to see, oh yeah, mushrooms are popping up at this time or whatever. That's a good indicator. We'll talk about the IMO, and I've done a little collection so you can see the fluff on the rice. That's an indicator. It doesn't mean yes, everything is perfect, but it's a good indicator. So when I'm talking about you know, seeing the soil aggregate or whatever, it's a good indicator, but it's a part of the whole system. You can't just take it in isolation and be like, okay, this is what I need to do, only this. Everything sort of works together. Does that make sense? All right, let's have a bit of a walk over this way now. And I really want you to see the difference of this section over here, where we've basically just put wood chips on, and then over there we've done a horse manure and then a layer of wood chips as well. So let's take a line. Actually, let's do it over here a bit more. I want you to feel the ground there. Have a dig down and have a look underneath here.
Oh, we can see the clay there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, nice
So
and
what's
red.
the difference with this one, sorry?
So we haven't put any horse manure down here. There's heaps of wood. Well, you can see straight away where the soil is there, and there's that.
It's made a lot of brown mulching matter.
Yeah. Well, you can see it's a little bit dry here, but I mean it's summertime. But we're still seeing, this is the wood chips that are breaking down, and straight away I can see some fungi in there. You know, the little white mycelium growing on the wood chips there, and that's what I'm happy with. That's what I want to see. There's the clay in there that we spread on there too.
So if we grow mushrooms and we have used substrate, can we put it in? Does that help the mycelium to grow?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been pre-digested by one kind of fungi if you have spent mushroom substrate, and that's fantastic because it means that other kind of mushrooms will want to grow on there too, in the ones that are in succession from whatever you have, the oyster mushrooms or something, is it? Yeah, yep. So we're prepping this whole area from the last fence there, trellis there, this way is going to be all a perennial bush tucker food. So it's something that's a high value crops. Right now we're just trying to build a bit more soil there, but high value crops that are perennial. Basically there's not so much labor involved with you know, turning them over all the time. That's what we found with having all of this veggie, that was just